Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, and thank you. So as we continue to rededicate our channel to education in the blockchain world from an investor's standpoint, and this is important, by the way, from an investor's standpoint, I felt it was right to open the old brain of Scott and lay out my thinking for those that are interested in this kind of thing. Now, crypto is a space of hype and dreams, and sometimes it just makes a lot more sense to get down to the basics and get away from the balloons and the confetti. So that's what we're going to be doing today and likely going forward, because I enjoy discussing these things philosophically and hopefully generating some discussion. Now, let me preface this. And all of these going forward, this is just the way I see it. None of this is gospel. And before you invest in anything, I really, really, truly hope you do your own research. And I hope that research is not from YouTube, or not solely from YouTube. I got an interesting comment on one of my old diffusion videos, and it seems like this is a better place to answer it because the fundamentals of this answer apply to most things in the crypto space. And the question was simple, and it came from Jack X. Current TVL for the Juno Evmos pool on diffusion is $5,000. So I guess you have decided not to go any further. Can you please explain why? I can, Jack. Now, that particular pool, it's on diffusion, and sure enough, it is rock bottom right now as far as TVL goes. Now, to answer the question fully, we need to get into some fundamentals so the explanation makes more sense. And again, it's just one person's opinion. What do I know? In the case of one side of that pool, we have Evmos. Now, I'm not going to lie here, man. For the last 12 months before the boom, that token fed me, and it fed me well, a lot of us. It was heavily incentivized with a lot of hype around it, a lot of big names talking it up, and a lot of promise of build. But then the worst happened, as it usually does in crypto. Reality stuck his head in and just wrecked it. Larger investors, a little bit of mismanagement on the Evmos side, but larger investors started to realize that it was simply held up by more people buying than selling, and it had no particular value capture to itself. So they sold. Then more sold. Then, you guessed it, it was a bank run. Now, this is not unusual in crypto. This is pretty much every day in crypto. But Evmos was a big ecosystem. So why did everyone run for the door? Because it was an empty ecosystem, and that gets to the root of the problem. Simply building a place for others to build, it's not enough anymore. People actually have to build there, and this is happening less and less. This is not an Evmos issue. This is a crypto issue. Lots of places to build, but not a lot of unique ideas with true value capture are being built in these places. Now, the other side of this particular pool of the Evmos Juno, we're talking Evmos, Juno now, has the exact same issue. Big ecosystem, started with a bang and going out with a whimper. Why? You're inflating a token, which is effectively a governance token, because, again, nobody is building on Juno, or they are not building anything with defined value capture. A lot of DEXs, some fun financial products, but these don't particularly reward the people holding the Juno token. They simply don't. There's not enough transactions on there to meaningfully move the needle. And that's really where it begins and ends for me as an investor. I do not invest on dreams. I invest on reality, measurable standards, and I need to see a path for profitability of an investment regardless of where it's built. I simply do not see value capture for either of these chains at this time. Ecosystem tokens need a wave of builders to meaningfully move the needles. And if they don't get that wave, they inflate into irrelevancy. I'm not going to show you the past price charts for either of those two tokens. You can access CoinGecko as easily as I can. But let's just say that they do not inspire a lot of confidence. It does not matter what the APR on these pools is if the underlying assets are devaluing so much. You simply will not be able to keep up with them. Again, this is just the way I see it. And I'm not knocking either product. I'm just saying they are not something I want to climb in bed with because I think their best times are behind them. Eventually, the laws of economics and their laws, they overcome the hype and down the asset goes. This is crypto, and we see this every day. So what can you do about it? Be objective. That's what you can do about it. Look at the tokens as a whole and look at where they will be capturing their value. If the only thing that will move it is more people buying than selling, and it has no value capture to itself, it is simply not something that I'm going to get into long term. I might scalp it. I do scalp it. I'm a scalper. But I won't provide liquidity. I won't LP it. I won't stake it. However, you do you, bro. So I hope that answered the question, Jack X. And I hope you enjoyed this videos, and I hope you got some takeaways. Crypto's tough, but it also obeys the laws of economics. So if you have a familiarity with them, you can do well. But if you ignore them, you do it at your own peril, babe. Questions or comments? Scott@ThePodocasts.com. I answer any and all emails. And until next time, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money. Cheers.